circumstances. You're studying cookery at a private college.
Yeah.
How much are your fees at that college?
It's 20 grand.
20 grand for the whole course?
Yeah.
So
For
that's
2
what,
years.
2 years?
Yeah.
And do you have that money, or have you taken out a loan? How do you pay for it?
The first fee that I pay from a home, I just take a loan from a bank, and that's on interest. I have to pay interest after I'm going to finish my studies. So,
And you're only allowed to work for 20 hours a week while you're studying.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're in breach of your student visa. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a juggling act with money. It's
I mean, we have to save the money, like even a single dollar. Like we can ask the money from our home as well, but we have to think out like work and at the same time like do the study as well. So like just save the money, even a single dollar, and just pay the fees myself. Yeah.
Mala, you're 29, you're from Nepal. You came to study community welfare at a private college in Melbourne. Why?
Yeah, I choose the community welfare, and I also choose Australia for secure life.
And how much is your 2-year course in community welfare?
18,000.
$18,000.
Yeah.
So how did you find the money for that course?
For first 6 months, I already paid from my home country. After that, I will work here and I will pay.
And you brought your husband with you as a dependent, but you left your children behind with their grandmother.
Yeah, they are with my grandmother.
Okay, and they're 5 and 7.
Yeah, one is 7 years old and next one is 5 years old.
Okay. Chris Nyland, I'd want to get a picture overall of this private vocational college industry because it's where the majority of Indian students study. How quickly is it growing as a sector?
Well, the university sector is growing around 5% a year at the moment. Having grown rapidly, that's really slowed down to about 5%, whereas the vet sector, which means TAFE and private sector, is growing around 40% a year. So it's growing extremely rapidly, probably more than we can really cope with.
And where are most of the students coming from?
For that sector, well, China is still the main source of students overall, but for the vet sector, from India, much more.
And vet
South
sector,
Asia.
we mean vocational education
that means
training.
both TAFE and private.
Helen, you're an immigration lawyer in Melbourne. Why such a huge growth in vocational education training?
Perhaps if I just go back a step, Jenny, if you don't mind, to when these visas were first introduced for recent graduates, which was in 2001 when they could apply onshore.
When you talk about applicants, let's make this clear here.
Yeah.
We're talking about applications for permanent residency.
Yes.
What I'm trying to get is a picture of how this vocational sector fits in with those applications for permanent residency. So can you explain to me why so many people would be prepared to spend so much money on courses on things like cookery and community welfare?
Sure. Because the occupations that, once they've completed their Certificate 3 in cookery, hairdressing, welfare, graphic pre-press, they're all 60-point occupations. They get a skills assessment, and if they've got sufficient points, which is 120 points, they can then apply for permanent residence.
Okay, so it's attractive for that reason. I mean, is that why most of you are doing these courses? Because you want permanent residence? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay. Harry, you've just completed a cookery course at a private college. Is that for that reason? To try to get permanent residency?
No, probably by a couple of months I'm going back here.
Probably?
Probably maybe in a couple of months I'm going back here.
And how did you choose where you were going to study?
My agent chose it.
Your agent chose it. This is an agent?
Back from India.
Back from India?
Yeah.
Okay. Why did they choose it? Why didn't you choose it?
Because I don't know anyone here and I don't know about the colleges. I was thinking the colleges will be big like Indian colleges, yeah? But it's a small, like a cabinet colleges, yeah? So very small, like it's a house or it's offices, yeah? It's not like the colleges like as compared to India.
Okay, so you didn't know very much at all and you relied very heavily on an agent in India.
In a prospectus and the booklet it showed like Harbour Bridge, Opera House instead of a college building, yeah? And some of the colleges prospectus shows like the gate of the fort and like a Sydney College gate and all that. They show like this and...
They show pictures of grand things.
Yeah.
Okay. Marla, what was your situation? I mean, how did you arrange to come here and what were you told before you came?
They told me, you can do or you can do as you like job. And they make us crazy. Actually, I have no idea about the Australian policy and rules and regulation also.
So you were confused by the rules and regulations. But they told you jobs were easy to get? Or?
Yeah, and they told me they also choose course for me also. They told me.
So they chose your course.
If you doing this course in future, you will be improve your life there, and they also make us you can do anything as you like.
And the reality?
Yeah.
What's it been like?
Reality is just opposite. Everything is just opposite. I couldn't imagine first when I landed here.
Samu, what about you? You have a similar story. What did your agent in Nepal tell you before you came here?
Actually, I've also don't know anything about the community welfare work. And he told me that when you enter airport, and you will get so many people come to offer you like a job. And
At the airport?
Yeah. And you can choose whichever job you like, and you and your husband both. And it is really very easy to get money and to pay for college.
And did you come because you wanted permanent residency? Was that the appeal of coming?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's have a look at the way some of the college courses are advertised by these agents in the Indian press here. This is an example here. Now, this is one for a group called Candel Consulting. Get your PR, that's permanent residency, quicker and easier. There's also an offer of a free laptop in the middle there if you refer your friends to this particular agent. Now, Racy, you're a senior education consultant for a different company to this company, a company called Dream Overseas.
Yes.
And you act as an agent for private colleges here in Australia. I want to have a look at one of your ads, one of your company's ads as well here. So, toll-free number, permanent residency courses expert. The popularity of PR courses always follows the immigration policies. You say, we guarantee your enrolment in a PR course. You refer to them as permanent residency courses. Do you think you should be making that direct link between the courses and permanent residency?
Well, I think for Dream Overseas, we have 20 years experience in this market, and for us, the Indian market is a newly emerging market for us. According to our statistics, more than 60% of Indian students here who want to apply for permanent residence after graduation from their courses. So I think it's a marketing strategy for us now.
But you can't guarantee permanent residency to people, and you can't even guarantee jobs to them either. I mean, do you think it's fair to be giving that impression?
Actually,
that the
we
two
just
are
say we guarantee the enrollment of permanent residence courses. We cannot guarantee the permanent residence after graduation because the policies change all the time. So we cannot guarantee. After you finish, based on the current policies, you can get the permanent residence after graduation, but the policy changes.
Well, what impression do these ads give? I mean, can I just get some reactions from people about that? Yes, Gautam?
Again, it's a very complex issue. One, when you see the ad, it creates an impression that you go to Australia for permanent residency.
Yeah. Carl, you want to say something?
Well, I have an enormous problem with that previous slide that you showed. Guaranteed 900 hours